Good morning, Amarillo. My name is Tarenzo Clemmons, and we are in the studio with the show we call Conversations. Today, I'm going to be interviewing my friend, my brother, Mr. Curtis Johnson. He's the president of 101 Elite Men.
Good morning. Good morning.
Today, we're just going to cover a few topics, and I just want to ask him some personal questions so you kind of get to know a little bit more about him and what inspired him to create 101 Elite Men and bring it to Amarillo. So, Curtis, how are you?
Sir, I'm great, man. It's a blessed morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Maintaining, living the dream.
I hear you. I love it. I love the dream.
If I start complaining, don't listen.
I won't. I'll change the conversation.
No doubt. So, Curtis, tell me a little bit about yourself and why it was important for you to create 101 Elite Men and bring it to Amarillo.
Yes. So a little bit about myself, and it kind of relate to the 101 Elite Men,
Sure.
And why it kind of came about and why it resonated in my heart to start African American men's organization. I was raised in a single mother household.
Okay.
And so when I was growing up, I was navigating through the world on how I was going to be important or how I was going to fit in society.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
as I made it to a point where I started to realize I was going to be settled in a community and in society, I realized that I had value, I had worth. And it took me a while, it took me a minute to understand and realize that value and that worth and where I stood.
Absolutely.
And so I knew it was some other men
Yeah.
that had that same type of struggle, and
Sure,
they didn't grasp the understanding of it, or maybe haven't made it to that point yet. So with 101 Elite Men, as it came about, I decided with a mission, a purpose, and a goal, and to unify with each man,
Absolutely.
and create a brotherhood.
Yeah.
And as we move forward with unity and understanding, we all have experienced the same thing. We've all
Wow.
experienced a belonging, understanding of what we stand for, what we believe in. And so with that, as you create that brotherhood, and you create that support, you start to realize that you do have an importance in where you stand at and what you can do. And as that reflects and it spreads throughout a community,
Yeah.
it starts to shed another light.
Absolutely.
And we recreate a narrative that has been negatively
Yeah.
put on us.
Absolutely.
And social society.
No
And so
doubt.
with that, it's just been something that's been on my heart for a very long time. And I decided as I'm in a community, I want to be a part of it. I want to know the members of the community. I want to
Yeah.
be supporting of each individual. And then it
Absolutely.
just starts one by one each day. You know
Cool.
what I mean? So we wake up, and it's on my heart, and I carry 101 Elite Men near and dear to it every single day. Amarillo, Texas, here I am.
That's what I'm talking about, man. So that's awesome. And I mean, you threw out some great words in there. And two words that really stood out to me that you said were unity and understanding. So as it relates to and pertains to unity and understanding, and in an effort to change the narrative for us,
Right, correct.
because we understand how that narrative is. That narrative can change, and sometimes it can be the same depending upon what community you're in, right?
Right, correct. Most
So
definitely.
as it relates to unity and understanding, how and why is it important to really change the narrative as it pertains to who we are as African American men?
So it is very important for us because we, as generations before, and a generation now, and
Yeah.
the generations to come,
Yeah.
we're going to find out,
Yeah.
and we're gonna help to understand this is who we are.
Sure.
A lot of us don't know who we are. We've had absence in a fatherhood,
Yeah.
a mentor, someone that is confirmed in who they have been for a long enough time to help mentor you to get to that point. And
right.
so with that,
Yeah.
us being present in our community, we're able to help the ones that have the question
Absolutely.
or want to see what it looks like from a distance. They don't
Yeah.
have to really necessarily even speak to us at some points. As we're present, they get to see it. And that's very powerful in just being present. You see
Sure.
it from a distance.
Yeah.
And as Generation Z, they're visual learners. They
Yeah.
get to see these type of things.
Absolutely.
And so with that, it's very important that we are here present and
Cool.
and on our mission and
Ab-
on our unity.
Absolutely, and I think that's awesome because I mean that should be one of our biggest goals, is to change the narrative, but not only to change the narrative,
Right.
but also maintain that standard in keeping the narrative, right?
Most definitely.
Because
most definitely.
I mean, wherever we go, we're gonna go, back and forth, right? We all make mistakes, we all mess up, but at the end of the day, as we go forward in changing the narrative, then we create a different outlook for others as they see us.
Most definitely.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You just had a word that stood out to me. You said
Sure.
standard, and the standard comes from the brotherhood and the unity, which
Absolutely.
also resonates a word as for me is accountability.
Yeah.
Accountability
Absolutely.
is key. We hold ourselves accountable and being present and supporting each other.
Sure.
And that just helps in a movement. And we move forward and understanding who we are because we have that bond.
No doubt, no doubt. And that's what I love about 101 Elite Men, because I mean, over the past 9-10 months, we've brought so many individuals in, men who have their own things going on. They have their own gifts and talents that they bring to the organization. And like you said, we can come together and really change and bring some light to different areas. So I think what you're doing is awesome, brother.
Appreciate it.
And
Thank you
I
very
appreciate
much.
you creating it. Appreciate you bringing it to the forefront. And I love how you put your own touch and your own just your own mentality and personality on it. One of the things I love about you is you're a caring dude. you caring, but you ain't soft. So that's good, man. That's
Yes,
good.
sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very
Alabama,
much.
Florida, in the house.
We here, man. Just that Southern hospitality, man. That's that caring and that loving, man.
Absolutely.
Golden rule: treat others like you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man.
Thank you. So Amarillo, thank you for joining us again for another segment of Conversations. 101 Elite Men. We are proud and we are happy to be here, and we want to do more with you, and we want to do the very best that we can do with you. So as long as you're reaching out, we'll reach back. Thank you. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Blessings.